Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's go start now. Let's run it. Anthony Joshua responds to Jake Paul's challenge, building towards a massive 2026 fight. Jake Paul revealed today that Anthony Joshua called him, and they agreed to fight in 2026. The former two-time heavyweight champion Joshua, 28-4, 25 KOs, wants the fight with Jake, 11-1, 7 KOs, and it would create more interest in the British fighter's career than any other available option with other heavyweights. Joshua has been waiting for Tyson Fury to come out of retirement because that fight would be massive worldwide. However, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Jake Paul is easily Joshua's next biggest fight, and it can happen. Paul is ambitious and will take the fight. 2026 agreement. Jake, 28, is coming off of an impressive 8-round decision over Mike Tyson on November 15th in a fight that was shown live on Netflix and created a lot of interest. Joshua wants to get in on the action to be a part of fighting the hugely popular YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake. Paul says he also spoke with Gervonta Davis about a fight. They plan to fight once Tank faces Lemont Roach in a rematch on June 21st. It will be interesting to see how Tank and Paul agree on a weight for the fight because there's a vast difference in size. Davis fights at lightweight at 135 and Jake fights at heavyweight. It will require some kind of a catchweight to make that fight fair for both fighters. We're going to plan that for 2026. I talked to Anthony on the phone. He called me up and said, "I saw you call me out," and said, "Let's run it. Let's make it happen," said Jake Paul to the media about him and Anthony Joshua talking about fighting next year. It was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to happen. But he has to do his rematch with Lemont Roach and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back, said Jake about being in talks with Gervonta Davis for a fight. Me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure. Anthony Joshua responds to Jake Paul's challenge, building towards a massive 2026 fight. When Jake Paul called out Anthony Joshua, the internet exploded. Known for his brash antics and fearless self-promotion, Jake Paul had once again made waves in the combat sports world with his audacious challenge to one of boxing's biggest stars. This wasn't just a YouTuber taunting an established fighter. This was a challenge that could potentially alter the course of both their careers. But what made this call-out even more intriguing wasn't just Paul's fiery words. It was Joshua's response. In typical AJ fashion, the former heavyweight champion didn't shy away from the challenge, nor did he dismiss it as just another internet stunt. Instead, he answered with a phrase that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. "Let's run it." This brief but loaded response immediately got fans and analysts buzzing. Was Anthony Joshua truly interested in stepping into the ring with Jake Paul? Could this be the beginning of a massive showdown in 2026? And most importantly, could the clash between these two stars redefine the future of boxing? The challenge that shook the boxing world. Jake Paul is no stranger to controversy and headline-grabbing stunts. Over the years, he's transitioned from viral YouTube star to full-fledged professional boxer, taking on a series of opponents, ranging from former UFC fighters to aging boxing legends. While many questioned his legitimacy as a boxer, Paul's growing list of wins has silenced a portion of his critics. His call-out of Anthony Joshua, however, was a different breed of challenge. Joshua, one of the most decorated and widely recognized fighters in boxing, was a much bigger name than any of Paul's previous opponents. The challenge was bold, brash, and borderline insane, yet it reflected Paul's calculated strategy to keep himself relevant in the public eye. "I want to fight Anthony Joshua," Paul declared in an interview. "I know I will ******ing beat his ass. He doesn't have a chin, has no skill, and he's stiff." These were the words that lit the fire. A direct jab at a man who had dominated the heavyweight division for nearly a decade. But Paul wasn't just trash-talking. He was building an empire, one explosive soundbite at a time. And this one was designed to capture the world's attention. Anthony Joshua's response. "Let's run it." In a move that caught everyone off guard, Anthony Joshua didn't lash out or dismiss Jake Paul's call-out with arrogance or disdain. Instead, he embraced it. Joshua, no stranger to the business of boxing, took a calculated approach, tweeting back, "Let's run it." It was as simple as that. No inflammatory language, no bravado, just a straightforward challenge accepted. This wasn't a man who seemed uninterested in Paul's antics. Joshua's response hinted at something deeper, something that could potentially make this fight a reality. At first glance, it seemed odd. Why would Joshua, a fighter with global recognition and a world championship pedigree, entertain a bout with someone like Jake Paul? But the more you think about it, the more it begins to make sense. A fight with Jake Paul isn't just a boxing match. It's a business venture. It's the kind of spectacle that draws eyes, generates massive pay-per-view numbers, and puts the boxing world at the center of mainstream culture. For Anthony Joshua, it could mean reclaiming the spotlight in a way that a simple title defense or a rematch against the past foe might not. The financial power of a Jake Paul showdown. It's no secret that Jake Paul has the power to draw eyes. Whether you love him or hate him, he has the platform to put any fight he's involved in under a global microscope. His fights consistently rack up huge PPV numbers, and his social media presence makes him an undeniable force in the world of sports entertainment. Joshua, on the other hand, is at a crossroads in his career. After suffering back-to-back defeats to Oleksandr Usyk in 2021 and 2022, he has yet to reclaim his position at the top of the heavyweight division. A fight with Paul could provide him with the chance to reignite his career, albeit in an unconventional way. The financial rewards of such a fight are undeniable. The spectacle of a boxing legend like Joshua facing a brash, younger fighter with millions of followers could create a massive payday for both men. While the fight would be a significant step away from Joshua's previous high-stakes matchups, the potential revenue is hard to ignore. This is not just a fight, it's a marketing event. A media frenzy that would put both men in front of audiences that transcend the usual fight fan base. The social media wars, the promotional tours, and the intense media attention would give both men a new platform to promote not only their careers but also their respective brands. The build-up to 2026.